Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This is Investor Schooling Live with your host, Larry Steinhouse, CEO of Investor Schooling.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Investor Schooling Live. Hey, Investor Schooling Live is transmitting from the Investor Schooling Studios right here in the Investor Schooling headquarters. Actually, it'll be the Investor Schooling headquarters again.
It will be.
How cool is that? We actually sold the building that had the studio in it, and then we just bought it back. So that's kind of cool. We actually went to contract to buy it back. We'll talk about that in a little while. I'm Larry Steinhouse. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. I'm here with my favorite co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson and Omri.
I wasn't sure which way he was going.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you don't know which one.
Yeah.
Which one's my favorite?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
I guess
Not to us. He
You're
tried
both
to.
my favorite.
Yeah.
He tries to pull us apart.
right,
You
hold on
saw
a second.
that?
All right, hold on a second. You could call us anytime, right?
Okay.
At
855-939-1137. Again.
do that again. Your
That's-
mic is awfully low.
855-939-1137.
That's better. Let's see.
Good.
All right, it's good.
I think so. We'll try
All
it
right.
again.
Yeah, do it one more time because I think you're actually going out to Facebook a little low. So I'm going to actually adjust you while
Okay.
you say it. So go ahead.
It's 855. What was
Do you
that?
not know your number? You forgot the number already?
No, she started the river here with the soda.
That's because she's excited because she heard your voice. You know
So
that.
it's 855-939-1137. You became hot because of me?
Absolutely. All right, wait, let me get back to the intro somewhere in here because we kind of
Yeah.
I don't think we've gotten through the intro once in the last 3 months, right? All right, by the way, you can call us anytime during the show. You can call us anytime during the show. Right?
Yes, at 855-939-1137. You can call us every time during the show at 855-939-1137.
You know, you're saying it too fast now. People aren't listening. Say it
Because I want
slowly.
you to finish the intro.
Okay. All right, we'll take your calls about anything that has to do with money, has to do with stock market, has to do with real estate, has to do with making money, IRAs, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, anything that you've heard about money that you probably got wrong because everybody teaches money wrong except for us.
Correct.
So you can call us anytime. And by the way, you can even call about politics. That's fine too. We're also live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And by the way, you can leave comments there. In fact, if you're on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, please leave us a comment now so we know you're watching. And of course, we know you said hi. At Investor Schooling, we teach real estate investing, stock options trading, how to save money and taxes, how to be financially free, how to make Debbie giggle. And we even give you the motivation to make money work for you. Debbie has been giggling. So we've said this before. For you guys who are regular listeners to the show, we've said this before. The pre-show is funnier by far than the show.
I know.
You just put us, and that actually reminds me of something too. We've had people come to Investor Schooling, for the first time, and they're like, "You guys are just like you are on the radio." We are. We're just like we are on the radio. We make these stupid jokes. We crack up. I yell at people, right?
Yeah.
And so like people are in the audience and they're watching the show live. Even when I do presentations, and we did a presentation the other day in New Jersey, right? Omri and I.
Yeah.
Actually, and
Deb.
When Debbie was right. Wait,
Yeah.
I did a presentation. You guys, but we were sitting there, and people were like, how can he talk to us that way? I'm like, because I want to see you successful, and I don't care what you think if I say this word or that word or whatever. The only time I can't say this, that, and that word is because I'm on the air, and Glenn will throw me off. So because of that, they've given me this absolutely exciting noisemaker.
Good.
Right?
That apparently we're not using enough because we say very bad words and they are still not kicking us out.
Well, that's true too. I mean, last week we talked about. I don't even want to get into that.
Exactly.
That was the wildest thing. I mean, last week it was definitely Howard Stern meets real estate. There was no doubt in my mind. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you wanted to come to Investor Schooling, go to investorschooling.com. You can take a free class, and you could actually see this show sort of literally.
Live. Actually, live.
Yeah, because it's not really. Because actually, Omri even reads the phone number.
In class, correct, yes.
He even reads the phone number.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of fun.
It is.
All right, so what do we have happen this week? Deb?
we went to go check out my property in Monroe.
Woo!
And we had a videographer there. I wonder why he was there.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about that on the air? Let's go. Let's go. All right. You ready? So, Glenn, I'm going to get you involved in this.
She's not
I'm gonna
happy.
get you involved in this. I'll tell you why I'm going to get you involved in this, because I want you to be completely impartial. All right, Glenn?
Okay.
So you've been hearing this for months, almost 2 years, about Debbie and the trials and tribulations of this property, right?
I haven't been on the show for 2 years.
Fine, whatever.
Fine,
a year. I don't care.
I'm just
Whatever.
saying, I haven't been on
So
the
the
show.
trial, you fully understand that she's been panicking. It's been terrible, but she's getting through it. It's pretty exciting, right? So what happens is, she's about a month, maybe 2 months out from completely finishing it and actually being able to put tenants in it. So I hire a videographer to come down and do like a kind of
Story.
Story on
The
it, right?
story about it,
story
yeah.
about it, right? So I text Deb the night before we're going. Like, hey, listen, I got Maurice, the videographer, coming, and she gets all mad at me.
I did get mad at you.
And she got super mad at me.
So I didn't know about all that.
You didn't know she got mad at me? Oh, you didn't know why? That's
So
why that's why.
that was what was going on in the morning.
Yes.
That was what was going on.
That's the first time I'm going with his side.
That's
Why
why
do
she
you
wasn't
care?
talking to me all morning, the whole trip up.
Yeah, I walked in the door and he's like, "You walked by me." I'm like, "I saw you there. I just decided to ignore you."
Yeah.
And that's how it started that morning. Yeah.
So she was all mad at me, and I'm like,
Because of the feed.
because I brought the videographer.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I also said right after she texted me and said, "Why didn't you talk to me about it first?" I said, "I can cancel it, no big deal." And then she's like, no, don't cancel it. And then it was like, even up to the last minute before we left, I said, I can still cancel it. No.
So what troubled you with that? I'm not sure.
Two things troubled me with that. One was that Larry has a habit of making decisions for me without asking me. Like things that affect my life,
Yeah.
he tends to make those decisions.
That's
without
a
talking to me.
sickness, I know.
It's a sickness, and it bothers me. I have an issue with that.
He bought me a car last week, remember? So it's those people. Oh my God.
Okay, so that was issue number one. And then issue number two is that I've been struggling with this property for 2 years, and I didn't want to showcase to the world all the problems that I've had with this property for the last 2 years.
So
And him bringing the videographer is exactly what that was. All
No, it was
So-
just the
I
opposite.
saw the video online.
What'd you think of that
Deb-
video, Glenn?
Dr. Deb looked very happy. And
Right. Wasn't that video great?
I thought it was it was what I saw was very well done. Pictures were good.
So yeah, our listener needs to understand that this is Deb's cherry, and it also
My cherry? What are you talking about?
this is your cherry project.
We gotta teach you about some words.
Is he going to do that again now? Okay, wait, guys, everybody listen up. This is now the pre-show. It's
Oh
a different
my
word. of
God.
course. So what do you mean by cherry?
So Omri keeps using
Are
these
you-
words out of turn. What?
Do you have any proper terms in this country?
Cherry is not the word that
You don't
said.
have the cherry on the top of the cake, which is like the
Yes,
tip of.
that we do have.
We do
Okay,
have-
so that's her cherry in her real estate portfolio, whatever.
Okay. I thought.
All right, I thought I was going somewhere else.
Okay, we are going in.
That's not exactly how we use it.
Yeah, that's not how we use it.
Yeah. I mean,
Glenn, can you open the
I do
Urban
have to say it
Dictionary
was
again?
her first for a family house. So I guess that would that be it? Menage
No, that's three.
Menageplex?
Stop.
They say Cherry Hill Studio every time our show starts. Why I can't say Cherry?
You could say cherry.
Thank you. So this
We
is
just wanted to know what cherry you were referring to.
Glenn. If you have time, can you send the Urban Dictionary link again for cherry this time?
I don't want to get flagged by our bosses.
Listen, I am doing everything I can to be thrown off the radio. And it doesn't work.
And for some reason,
I mean, I don't want to do it blatantly because that's just no fun,
So I'm saying you should be happy. I know why you're so emotional about that, but you should be happy because sometimes when you get to that, it's like a born of a child after a long, long time. It should be a celebration for you. Not now. I don't agree with that. I don't think this is the time for celebration. I would bring Maurice in a month from now, but in a month from now, you will go into this building and you will cry.
So I'll tell you something else. I actually thought one of the reasons I wanted to bring the videographer was because I thought it was a great time now to do it. Because now you can look back, 2-3 months from now, watch the video and go, wow, I was so happy that we were there. Now we're here. And then we could even bring him back again, too. But the idea is now we have a little bit of history. We have some conversation now. The only video that was up there was the kind of like the recap video.
Yeah.
But he took hours of footage.
Yeah.
He took a lot
So
of
he may make a complete documentary out of what
There was
was
a
there.
there was a drone, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
There was
the
a
drone,
drone.
yeah.
I didn't see the drone.
Yeah, he had the drone. Yeah. He did a great job. He really did.
Yeah.
By the way, you need to say hello to your favorite fan.
Kimmy!
I'm telling you, she says you're hysterical.
I know, I am. I agree.
Apparently, it's just Omri who's hysterical. We're not very funny at all.
No,
No,
you're
we're not
not.
funny, Kim.
You are not.
I got it, Kim. He's funny and we're not. All right, so let's get back to all right. So you were mad at me.
Yes.
It turned out great,
Yeah, it turned out great.
and aren't you glad that I pushed you again?
I'm just saying that sometimes.
Over the edge.
Okay, so 95% of the time you're right. Just
Actually, if I'm right 95% of the time, I'm going to be really happy about that.
well, let me phrase that in the decisions that you make for me.
Okay.
And some of the other things are not always so great. But I mean, like I said, the reason I was so frustrated is because this has been a very sensitive project for
Yeah,
me
I
for
get
the
it.
last while, and Omri likes to dig into there and remind me of how this place makes me so stressful.
Because I care about you very,
No,
very
I know,
much.
I know, but it's been a really long, hard road, and I just didn't want that documented about how much I screwed up over the last year and a half, 2 years trying to get this thing going.
Yeah, but so I actually, I'm not going to say you screwed up. You made some mistakes. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
You learned a lot,
I learned
and
a lot.
you now will make better decisions in the future, which is great. Everybody listening to this show, you listen to the show over and over again, and you hear us talk about real estate deals and how successful we are. And every once in a while, we talk about a deal that we weren't so successful. Now, she's going to be successful in this deal, but you have to understand that when you do this for the first time or something for the first time, don't expect it to be all roses. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Bad things are going to happen, but nothing terrible. I just finished up a coaching appointment a couple minutes ago with one of our students, and the student is she's so scared about buying a property that I wasn't quite sure why she became a student. And it turns out that the reason she became a student is she wanted me to...
Because she was so scared.
Because she's so scared. Okay.
It was-
She wants me to get the mindset changed and help her with the mindset change. And it's so weird because, and we had a couple other conversations that I'll even bring up now. A lot of people think, that you shouldn't be in debt, right?
Yeah.
Now, the really weird part is a real estate investor is in massive debt. Real estate investors are always in massive debt.
I can't cross this
Now, you have a
barrier.
problem with that too. At first,
a huge one. Still,
At first, you were buying properties cash. Well, eventually you run out of cash.
here I am.
So now you have to buy more properties. So eventually you have to start using other people's money.
Correct.
Either from lenders or from banks. It doesn't really matter, but you have to start using other people's money.
I can't use my own credit. You understand that?
Yeah, you have to.
I can't. Something in my mind. It's like banging my head through the wall,
right.
and I'm not sleeping well and all that because it's like in my mind it say that this money isn't mine. Now the funny thing is I know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I know I'm wrong, and
And we had a conversation in the car.
yeah,
And you said to me, like, how could you be so calm when you're in debt? Now, understand, I'm in millions of dollars of debt. That's the reality. I'm not going to tell you how much, but I'm in millions of dollars of debt. But the millions of dollars of debt are all on properties. So at the end of the day, when I pay my payments for the debt, I take a little bit extra from the tenant and I put it in my pocket.
yeah.
So basically, who's really paying the debt?
The tenant.
The tenant.
Yeah.
So once you can understand that, and once you can understand that the more debt you're in, the better. Now, it's funny you bring that up because I actually posted today on Facebook, somewhere I posted something that said, hey, what should I talk about today on Investor Schooling Live? What should we talk about today on Investor Schooling Live? And if I could actually find it, I just want to see what the response was that somebody wrote. I want to read the response exactly the way it was.
So I just want to say something about I think our dedication to our success and to other people's success. First is how important it was for you and also for us that you will finish this project, that you won't give up.
Absolutely.
So that was a big thing because a lot of people were like,
Sell it.
everybody's like,
Exactly.
sell it, just get rid
And
of
we
it.
always regret for everything we sell. We go back to 105 to the
where we are
studio
right now, right.
to where we are right now.
Right,
Exactly.
When I sold it, I regretted it the next day.
I know.
And
I
then-
know.
And I also, the funny part was I also knew I was going to buy it back.
When I sold 115, the triplex,
Right.
I was very happy. for 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
2 minutes. I left the title company. I wanted to cry.
yeah.
So we are we believe that property should be held. That unless you're going to the next thing that you think will be better for you, you shouldn't sell your real estate unless it's, I don't know. What's the reason to sell real estate? I don't have a reason right now to
So
sell
you
a
should
real
never
estate.
sell real estate. So
Exactly.
So Brian on Facebook, when I posted, I said, "What should we talk about today on Investor Schooling Live at 2:00?" He posts, "Speak about why it's best to never have a mortgage or at least pay it off ASAP. No financial investment outpaces what you lose on carrying a mortgage full time." All right, he's completely wrong. Now, I will say that if you own your house, the house you're living in is not an investment; it's a liability. No one gets this. They're all like, "Well, I bought a house for $100,000. I sold it for $300,000. Isn't that an investment?" No, that's just appreciation, and it just happened to be that way.
Yeah.
But you were still paying the payment yourself, and no one else is paying it for you. So it's a liability. It is not. It is not an asset. Luckily, it appreciates. So in his case, if he's talking about the house you live in, yeah, okay, I can accept that. That it's okay or not a bad idea to pay off your mortgage if it's the house you're living in. But if it's an investment property, it's extremely dangerous to not have a mortgage on an investment property. You know why?
Because if somebody falls on the property, they can come and take the property from you.
Yeah, so if you have a property worth $500,000 and somebody sues you, they can get the property, which is worth how much?
Yeah.
$500,000.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But if you have a $420,000 mortgage on it, they now get the property with the mortgage. Now the $420,000 that you borrowed, you put that into another investment. Maybe it's another property. In fact, you probably should put it in another property. Here's another thing that's pretty wild. The $500,000 property, right? If it goes up 5% every year, which is average, if it goes up 5% every year, if you borrow $420,000 out of it, does it still go up 5%?
Yeah, sure.
And it still go up 5% on the basis of the $500,000.
Correct.
Yeah, so now you have $420,000 that you took out, and you can go buy another property, and you can have that property go up 5% too.
Okay.
And then borrow from that one and do the same thing. Again. That's actually the money multiplier concept that they use with life insurance, or the infinite banking concept that they use with life insurance. But you're doing the same thing with properties. So I'm not a big fan of having investment properties paid off. I'm a big fan of making sure that they're leveraged as high as possible. Now, here's another thing. Remember you said don't sell your properties?
Yeah.
So if you bought a property for $200,000 and then 3 years later sold it for $500,000, how much money are you paying taxes on?
300.
$300,000, right?
Yeah.
But if I have a property that I bought for and that's going to cost me probably somewhere near, $80,000.
Yeah.
And if I have a property I bought for $200,000 and now it's worth $500, and I take out, or I borrow, the maximum amount of about maybe 80%.
Yeah.
Or I borrow another $220 because maybe I owe $200 on, or whatever. I borrow $420, right? How much taxes do I pay on the $420 that I borrowed?
Yeah, exactly.
0. So why would you want to give up the property and have the same exact result if you sold the property or if you borrowed the money? Now you borrowed the money, you still have access to the money, you're still using the money, someone else is paying for it,
Yeah.
and the property is still going up, and you're making money.
So if you move from one property to another, you can always do the 10...
1031 exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
1031, right?
1031.
1031
Yeah.
it's called, yeah, 1031.
Right.
But what we saw, I think, in 2021 is that all those people that were so amazed that there are $200 houses worth $400 houses, 400 right now, and they sold them, very quickly understood that they have nothing to do with their money.
No, now they have this money that they're gonna throw away, buy garbage, maybe buy a car.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they go, hey, 3 years ago I had an income of maybe it was $800, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
I had a property, I had equity. Now I have nothing but junk
Nothing.
and no chance of recovering that except doing it again.
Yeah.
So buy as many properties as you can and leverage as much as you can.
And hold them.
I tell people all the time, if I had $1 million in the bank, I ask the question, how many properties can I buy with $1 million in the bank?
As much
And
as you want.
I could buy 100 properties with $1 million in the bank.
Yeah.
And still have the $1 million in the bank. So if you understand how to do that, that's the key. The key is learning how to buy properties with absolutely none of your own money.
And that's our expertise.
Is it our expertise?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
According to the last couple of success stories we have in class,
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah, I agree.
I think it is. Including a bowling alley.
The bowling alley, yes. The
And
guy-
a
one of our
restaurant.
students-
Two
right,
restaurants.
Right, we have students who bought bowling alley. Another student who bought two restaurants with absolutely no money out of their pocket.
I know. It's
was
amazing.
amazing.
We have so much success stories.
Right, and I mean, I'm talking about the real estate and the business,
I know.
not just the business.
Because we always think about rental properties, right? Residential rentals.
Yeah,
And we saw students recently that are doing amazing things.
absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing things.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, for you guys listening, going, "Oh, I bet all the students don't do that." They don't. And I'm going to tell you, the students who succeed are the ones who show up. The students who don't show up, they don't succeed.
And work hard.
And guess what? All you have to do is show up when?
On Thursday at 7. And if
Yeah.
you want to see us, come 5 minutes
Yeah.
earlier.
Come 10 minutes, 15 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Because we start at 7. We're not like, the show starts at 7.
I know.
And it's funny because you got people, you ever notice that? You get people walking in because they're used to re-events where it starts at 7, but it doesn't really start at 8 till 8. And they walk in and like, wow, there's somebody in front instructing. Everybody's sitting down. Oh my goodness,
I
I'm
know.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that to be successful, you need to be on time.
And we had this problem this Thursday that people come at 5 to 7 or 10 to 7 and they start to talk to us.
No, you let them. You can't let them do that.
I know. And we need to stop them every time and tell them it's about to start. You need to sit down and find your spot.
Right. So 10 minutes before
Yeah.
just 7 o'clock, the worst time to talk to me or Omri, and not a good time to talk to Deb.
Exactly.
Hey, Deb, you're talking to Deb because Deb's signing you in. If there's somebody else there signing in, Deb's signing you in. But you have to understand that, Omri and I are working on the electronics, making sure I'm actually making sure Omri turns everything on because he
Yeah.
forgets.
So I'm the nice and friendly one. That's where everybody comes and talks to me.
Well, everyone knows that. Everyone knows
It's
that.
funny because people will be like, I don't want to say anything to Larry, but
You are the nice and friendly
Hey,
one?
we had
Really?
Believe it or not, I'm the nice and friendly one.
we
People
have
like
we,
me.
you know what we have another legend real estate investor online. What's going on, Desmond?
Hey, Larry. How are you?
You are a legend, man. Everybody knows who you are. Well, I'm going to say
I don't know about
actually
it.
no one knows who you are anymore because it's been a long time since you
That's right.
you were like you were as cool as me putting on cool jackets.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about, debt and
Yeah.
the investor. And what people don't understand is as an investor, debt is your friend.
Yes.
Or it can be your enemy. It depends on how you use it.
Yeah,
exactly.
But, it reminded me of an episode that happened quite a few years ago. My parents happened to be up, and I was getting phone calls from my properties when I owned a whole bunch of multifamilies. And my mother overheard some of the conversation, and this is late 80s. And she said, how much money do you owe? And I said, well, I don't know. And she goes, what do you mean you don't know? And I said, well, I don't keep track of how many mortgages I've got, what the balance is. And she said, well, is it in the hundreds of thousands? I said, no, it's probably closer to $1 million or more. And that was 1980 money when $1 million was a lot of money at that time. And she went, how do you sleep?
Yeah, exactly.
You've heard this. Okay?
Yeah, you see,
I
yeah.
looked at her and I said, I sleep perfectly
No,
sound.
here's the answer,
It's the
Dennis.
people I
Here's the
know
answer, Dennis.
that
You ready?
could have a problem with it.
On a mattress full of money.
On a mattress that I haven't paid for.
Well, she said, "Don't you worry about that?" I said, "No, the people I owe is the people who should worry."
Exactly.
Not me. So
Exactly.
it's a hard concept for people who grew up in an era like I did, where your parents taught you get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt as soon as you can. And they don't realize because that's not their world. Okay, and it's a tough mindset to get over for that, particularly for that first-time investor that's out there. And I know you deal with that on all the time with your students.
Oh yeah, I mean, I find it funny. Sometimes I look at the amount of debt I'm in, and I laugh because it's great. When you think about the amount of properties, as long as the net worth is higher and as long as the income is higher than what you're paying, who cares? And I have every once in a while I get a property that has some negative cash flow every once in a while, But as long as the other property covers
We all
that
do.
negative cash flow, I don't care either.
No, and when I work with investors and I still do some instructing with investors, and I keep trying to explain to them, you got to be nice to your tenants, and they go, what do you mean? I said, you got to be nice to your tenants, and they go, well, why? And I said, because they're the ones that are paying off your debt, and if it wasn't for tenants, you couldn't afford to buy real estate.
Yeah, I've got
And
dozens
a
and
lot of
dozens.
landlords-
I've got dozens and dozens of people who go to work every day to pay my mortgages.
Yep, absolutely, and that is a mindset that they have to get over.
Yes.
That their tenants, they got to be nice to those tenants because they're paying off their mortgages, and it's just part of the business that you're in, and you have to treat it like a business.
Yeah, and then real quick, just when you say nice to your tenant, it doesn't mean you have to be friends with your tenant.
Never.
Right, exactly.
No.
Never. Is the answer.
Never be a
What
friend
it means
with your
is
tenant.
when they have a problem, you send somebody out there to fix it, and you do it,
That's right.
like a businessman.
And periodically, what I used to do is what I would do is, like, if there was a holiday coming up or something like that, I'd go out and buy maybe a dozen turkeys or whatever for the tenants and just pass them out. And here's your meal.
Yeah, so I
And
know other
it-
people have done it. I
you'd be
won't do that.
surprised.
Yeah, I won't do that because you know why?
Yes.
I actually think that's. I mean, this is me. That's you, and you were, like I said, you're a legend. So obviously what you did worked. But I just if I do something that personal, then it's really hard for me to evict that tenant when I have to.
Oh, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I got it. It just
When they
to me, it's just,
become a
difficult.
flake and they become a problem, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's explained to them right up front. Like
yeah.
every good landlord is going to explain the lease and explain to them. And and I usually went through the situation where I'd say, I know this clause doesn't apply to you, but we need to go through it because this is what's going to happen if you don't pay me.
That's
And
right.
I go through it, and I don't mince any words with them. I tell them exactly, and I said, I will take, and if you do not pay me, I will evict you on Christmas Eve and stand at the door and shake your hand when you leave and wish you good luck and honestly mean it. But
That's great.
the way I feed my family, is by you paying the rent. You feed your family
Great.
by going to work. The way that you can keep your family nice and cozy is to pay the rent on time so you have a place for your family to live.
If you are a judge, if you are a judge and you are listening to us right now, and those words by Dennis giving you bad feelings, you shouldn't be a judge.
So you know what? It's funny. You know what? We have every once in a while we have Judge Levine in here, who's a Montgomery County judge, and we talk about evictions. And he has actually said, he and all the other judges, that from Thanksgiving to somewhere in the middle of January, they will not evict the tenant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been there, done that, as you well know, and most of my properties were in the city of Philadelphia, and the worst place to try to evict tenants is the
I
city
know.
of
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
yeah, absolutely.
Dennis, in 2020, I went with my daughter to the supermarket. And she wanted, that was in the middle of COVID, and she wanted me to buy her the only vegetable back then she liked. Now she don't like it anymore. The only vegetable back then she liked was organic cherry tomatoes. Organic cherry tomatoes. And I couldn't buy her those organic cherry tomatoes. It was, I think, June or May or June of 2020. Because what my tenant heard that the governor told them is, you don't need to pay the rent. It's not actually what he told them, but
you
that's
couldn't
what
afford to buy the cherry tomatoes. I got you.
exactly. But that's
you
what.
could too, you liar.
But no, honestly, that was my decision. That's also why I'm not in debt, by the way.
Right.
But that's my barrier. And
you.
people don't get
Yeah.
that as a landlord, if the tenant don't pay you, you can't pay for the
The bank.
taxes, you
Right.
can't feed your kids,
insurance,
you
the
can't
bank.
pay for the bank. Exactly.
yeah.
You can't fix the roof
Yeah.
when it leaks.
You know what you should do, Omri?
I'm mad now.
Omri, this is what
I'm
you
too
should
mad
do.
now.
Next time you have a tenant who says they're going to pay the rent late, they call you, hey, the first pay late. They say, hey, listen, no problem. Here's my bank. Here's the phone number to my bank.
Tell them.
If they give permission for me to pay late, then you can pay late.
You know what? Let's do it next time. No, let's do it next
So
time.
I got a great line, Dennis, and I'll let you go. But I got a great line that I give tenants when I bring them in. It goes just like this. The rent's due on the 1st. On the 2nd, it's late. On the 5th, it's a $150 late fee. And on the 15th, I file for eviction. Now, if you're in the hospital, you get into a car accident, your grandmother died, please call me. I'm going to send you flowers, but I'm filing for eviction on the 15th. Do we understand each other?
Oh yeah, that's similar to what I always tell, and I tell them when it goes to the attorney for eviction, you will no longer call me. You will deal with my attorney, and trust me, you need to deal with me before it gets to that point because my attorney has no mercy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you've got a problem, come talk to me, and if we can work it out, we will work it out. But I'm not going to listen to every sob story that comes down the line. Already, I can write a book on excuses of why you shouldn't pay your rent.
Oh, absolutely. What's your favorite one?
You do the same.
Real quick, what's your favorite one?
What?
What was your favorite excuse?
I think the best one was somebody came in and stole your rent was sitting on the table. Somebody came into my apartment and stole it and only left me $20.
So now you need to change their lock too, right? It's more expensive on you because apparently the lock is not good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I had a similar one where the guy said
my check on the septic.
Yeah, I had a similar one where the guy said he sent the Cash App to the wrong person and they kept the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, whatever. Well,
and I had one that said, I can't pay my rent because I had to pay my electric bill. And I said, well, you need to get your priorities straight because if you don't pay your rent, you're not going to have to worry about an electric bill.
So, Dennis, I had exactly that on Friday. It wasn't the electric bill. It was the renter's insurance. I have a tenant that actually I really like. He's a great, great guy. But he couldn't pay, I guess, his renter's insurance when he moved in. And the renter's insurance is paid monthly right now. Of course, it cost him, I guess, more money. But we need to figure out it's $150 a year or I think $15 a month. And that's what he told me this Friday, that he won't be able to pay me rent because they need all the rent in time because they need to pay for the renter's insurance again.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, Dennis.
Again, if he doesn't pay your rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to worry about it.
Exactly.
Hey.
In both, he's in the default of the lease. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, okay.
Hey, Dennis, it's always a pleasure to have you call. We have to go run to a commercial, but let's keep in touch, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Behave.
All right. So run to commercials, Glenn, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investors.
You're clear.
Best time to buy investment properties it's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. Philadelphia. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Are you ready for retirement? Have you prepared everything you...
Hey, Larry, I thought you were rebranding the name of the show.
Better prepare for your retirement
no one
using
else
real estate
knows that
and the
either.
stock market. But you,
What are you rebranding it to?
and that's what we teach.
You said Investor Schooling Live in the intro.
I know,
Come
but
to
they're still
Investor Schooling
and learn how to have a
Investor
better
Schooling
live. It should be the Larry Steinhouse Show.
Well, you got to talk to Frank.
For this
I
Thursday's
sent him
class
two
at
emails.
7
He's
o'clock.
ignoring me.
Go to
It is the-
investorschooling.com.
so it's
That's
the Larry Steinhouse show now?
investorschooling.com.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Larry Steinhouse Show or... This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor
presents
Schooling.
Money Hacks,
Are you
maybe?
tired of hearing about the recession
No,
that's coming?
the Larry
Are you prepared
Steinhouse
for
show.
it? Well, listen.
Yeah,
Maybe.
just Larry Steinhouse show.
Not Larry,
prepare for the-
D.
Because we're not
that you
part
didn't
of it
even
at
know
all.
You're my co-host. Strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies
Whatever
how to use the
happened with
stock
that
market
executive summary?
properly. That's right. You can
Fix
even
it.
make money in the
never
stock
finished it.
market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to
he put it
investorschooling.com
in,
and register for a free
ChatGPT.
No, I
class
read
this
it.
Thursday
I
night,
read it.
and you will
I
learn
had something,
all of
but
these techniques.
I don't know. I
Go to
don't write fluff, so
investorschooling.com
I'm
right
not
now.
the best
Even
RSVP for this
ChatGPT
Thursday.
thinks
We'll
I'm
see you there.
delightful.
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling.
All right, Larry, do you want another 30 seconds or another minute?
Yeah, how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals,
Hey,
and
Kimmy!
expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education and
Yeah, so Omri, so cherry on top is usually like you've got something that's really great and it's fabulous and everything is wonderful, and cherry on top usually refers to there's one extra little thing that, it's kind of an extra little thing. It's already great, but it just makes it even better.
Yeah.
That's what people mean when they say
But cherry is something
The
completely
cherry on
different.
top.
Yeah.
From my radio shows.
I think that's what she referred, but
From some of
it's
these
her
commercials.
mind.
Listen, I'm teaching
It's her
stuff
mind.
No, it's the way you.
about money.
We got 10
My
seconds.
favorite
We
topic
can't argue
is
that.
money. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn things about money that you never even
Go down.
Icing on the cake, kind of the same thing. Cherry on top, icing on the cake.
Exactly.
investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class.
No, you got 3 seconds.
Okay.
Coming back.
.com.
All right, I like this music. What do you think, Omri? All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Investor Schooling Live. I am Larry Steinhouse.
Leave the music.
And
Omri's over here voguing. He's voguing.
Omri's digging
Yeah,
it.
leave
I'm
the
here with
music.
my. Hold on, let me finish first. I'm here with my co-host Omri Morad and Dr. Debbie Anderson, who is always the smartest person in the room because she's a PhD. We're talking about real estate. We're talking about the stock market. We're talking about anything you guys want to call in. We had a great caller a little while ago. So if you want to call in and say hi, you can feel free to do that. What are you guys looking at?
I have no idea.
I like Omri dancing on the screen.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just so
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So you know, the first
It's
time I
late.
came here and I met Dr. Deb, I showed her a rash that I had on my leg, and I understand that she's a whole different doctor. I didn't know.
I'm speechless. You showed her a rash
No,
on
he's
your
kidding.
leg?
The first time we met, I gave him orders as to put stuff around.
I know.
Remember that?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And that minute I decided I don't like you.
So, yeah.
Why don't you put the picture on the wall?
Larry was having
Who
a
are
moment.
you?
Larry was having a moment because I think you were rehabbing this space.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And he was frustrated because of all the things that were going wrong.
Yeah.
And I said, come on, let's go around the room. And I wrote all the things down that had to get fixed. And then I met you, and I didn't know you.
Yeah.
I heard of you, but I didn't really know what
So
you
you
did.
were pretty sure I'm a contractor because I'm an
I didn't
immigrant.
know what you did. And
Oh.
I'm like, all right, these are some of the things that have to
You
get
are the
done.
immigrant.
I am.
What would you expect us to think you would do?
Not every
You're the
immigrant.
perfect- we put the broom in your hand. We put the mop in your hand.
So I was about to say that not every immigrant has drywall screws in his pocket. Some of
I
them
don't even know how to respond to
are
that.
actually very educated and they know what they're doing.
Okay.
So,
That's all.
What's your point?
do you know any that are educated and know what they're doing?
Welcome back to Investor Schooling Live. We are trying to be sensible here.
It's-
You
no,
are
no, it's the
welcome
Larry
to
Steinhouse
call
show.
us.
Isn't it the Larry Steinhouse
I'm
show?
sorry. Yes, the Larry Steinhouse show that apparently only us know that we changed the
We're
name.
rebranding.
Yeah, I
Nobody
changed
else
the name
knows
2
that.
months ago, but
Nobody knows it.
But
That's
apparently WPHT hasn't yet. So
Okay.
when they change the name, I'll change the name.
All right.
You are welcome to call us anytime during the show at 855-939-1137. Again, that's 855-939-1137. Please go and open your browser. Go to investorschooling.com and register yourself to this Thursday complimentary class, and we'll be very happy to see you there.
Cool. All right. So somebody on Facebook
Okay.
has asked a question, and it's interesting. How much cash would someone need how much cash would someone need to buy their first investment
Should
property,
be.
like small condo, and what would be a good area to look in such a property? I got you. Okay.
It's a very, very wide question.
It's a meaningless question, right? First of all, let's start with the first part of the question. How much money does somebody need to buy an investment property?
Zero.
Zero. Anything 0 and above is fine. Mm-hmm. But you can be with 0. And then what area do you want to invest in? I don't know, somewhere on the planet.
Whatever works for you.
I can only
whatever-
tell you one area not to invest in. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia. After that, everything else is fine. So, Mark, if you want more information, you feel free to come to Investor Schooling and learn about how to pick areas that are great for you, learn how to buy properties with absolutely no money, and learn how to make money. Right? It's funny. Kimmy actually answered the question.
Jimmy, answer the question.
She goes, no money and not
Yeah,
Philly.
No money, no Philly. It's a great sentence. We're going to use it.
That's exactly the answer, too. which is
exactly.
funny.
No money, no Philly.
No money, no Philly.
So I think even for people like me that have difficult to live with big debt, if you have the money to buy one and you use this one income, one rental property to buy the other one, the next one, and the next one, and the next one, it's a great way to do it.
Absolutely.
So
And all you're doing is leveraging.
exactly.
You're leveraging somebody else's money.
Yourself, actually.
Yeah,
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
It's great.
So, yeah, it's great.
If I go to closing, to buy a property and I have to take $500 out of my pocket,
You mad?
I consider it a failure.
Yeah, I will tell you a story. So I started for our new business, for our new company in Florida.
Right, the mobile home park. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I started a QuickBooks account. Okay, because too many transactions, and I want to keep everything up. There is the tenant security deposits and all that, so everything will be the right way. And I try because we left closing with money.
Yes.
We left closing, I think,
we left
with
closing with
15. No, 15 grand.
15 grand? Okay.
15 grand. I know.
Yeah, right.
And I told QuickBooks that to put that into the account of the property, to the fixed assets account. He warned me that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, QuickBooks didn't understand.
QuickBooks
doesn't understand that we got money back when we bought that property.
QuickBooks didn't understand what am I doing because I didn't categorize it as a loan. So he tried to find like, why am I paying back into the property? Is there an interest? I want to split the interest. He didn't get what I'm doing. I was amazed.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. 'Cause even QuickBooks doesn't understand what we do.
No.
Right?
To buy a property with $0
Right.
and to live with
What's
a
our
check.
cash flow now on that property?
We are at 9,200, I think.
And what are our expenses?
0 right now.
No, what's about 4,000
With the loan?
with the loan, with the property manager.
Yeah, no. The with the loan, with the taxes, with the water, with the common electric, with all that, we are, let's say, around 6.
Okay.
Six
So
and a half.
we still have 2 more to rent,
We still
right? And we have 2 more
to build.
to build.
To put.
Right. 2 more
I know.
lots to put on. So we're right now we're already at $3,000 a month positive cash flow.
Yeah.
So I want somebody online. I'm sorry, not online, but somebody listening can call in right now and tell us what our return is on our money.
Yeah.
What percentage our return is on our money. I will send them a copy of my book, Money Hacks.
Signed?
My book, yeah, signed, absolutely.
Okay.
I will send them a copy of my book, Money Hacks. So we are making $3,000 a month positive cash flow, and
You don't tell.
we bought the property and we got money back at closing.
Exactly.
So what is our
Purchase price,
no,
I
no,
guess.
that's not
No,
the
you-
price.
no, not-
What is our rate of return?
Okay.
Let's see if somebody can answer that question. What's the phone number?
855-939-1137. She giggled, so I need to do it again. Okay? 855-939-1137.
There you go.
Okay? Sure.
Cool.
So I want to share with you. I have one of my properties I bought out in Lancaster.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What?
So somebody online just answered 30%.
No, that's wrong.
They don't know how to do math.
No, that's wrong.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so I before I met you, I bought this property out in Lancaster, and I partnered with somebody, and I bought this property out on tax deduction. So I bought it for $90,000. We bought this house, and it cost me about $60,000 to put into it.
That's the Philly one in the community.
No,
No?
it was out in Lancaster. No, I told you it's not in Philly. No,
Okay.
it's a different one. And I just got it appraised
Appraised.
because I have a private loan on it, and I want to pay out my private lender, and I wanted to use that money for something, pay them back and use it for something else. So it appraised. I think once it was done, it was worth maybe, I want to say, I don't know, 200,000, maybe 220, something like that. And they just went out on Thursday to appraise it. It appraised at $360,000.
How much did you pay for it again?
I paid 90 and we put 60 into it.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was.
And how long ago was that?
5-6 years maybe.
Right. And how much did you take out of your pocket to buy that property?
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing
So you
for
took
that.
nothing out of your pocket to buy the property, right?
Yeah.
Now you have I don't know $180,000 ish in equity,
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
right? Actually, no, you have more than that. 'cause
Yeah, more than that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're in equity, and you did it with nothing out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Hey Deb,
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good success story.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you refinance it, you take a couple $100,000 out,
Yeah.
and who pays the $200,000?
My tenant's
Your
paying for
tenant.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So how much you had to put into it after you bought it?
So I bought it for 90.
Yeah?
Had tax deduction. We put 60 into it.
16.
6-0.
6-0.
And we had to do a
Amazing.
bunch of work to it. But
Not
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, and my partner paid for all of it, like it was all their money. So
And then you've since bought your partner out, which is even better.
yeah, I bought my
Which
partner
is even
out.
cooler, right? So you
Yeah,
bought your
well-
partner out before the property appraised, before the property went up,
Yeah, I
'Cause
bought
the-
them out like within 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
I
because
bought
the
them out.
partner was like, I don't know, Deb. I think this is a bad idea. I want my money back. And Debbie's like,
What?
and Debbie's like, just going, okay, no problem. So she refinances the property.
That was around the time that I met you
Right,
because I
yeah.
needed your help. Yeah.
She refinances the property. She pays the partner out, and the partner just lost $90,000.
Yeah, easily.
$90,000.
Yep.
Because the partner didn't have the patience to wait 2 more years.
Since I mentioned to you half an hour ago about 115 West Erie, I just think about how big mistake I did. I needed the money
I know,
back
and the
then.
funny part was
But-
when you do you remember when I helped you sell it? What I said to you?
No,
I told you not to sell it,
could be.
but that's okay.
But even that, you think about it. I bought the house. The house was a wreck. I mean, the house was.
oh, that house was scary.
Yeah, it was
when
scary.
you bought it. I mean, I was actually afraid to go in it.
I picked drug needles with my hands.
That explains a lot.
That's the house was disgusting, disgusting.
And Omri doesn't even get that joke. That's
No,
what
I'm
you said.
trying to ignore it. I'm trying to ignore
You know
it.
what drug needles are, right?
Yeah,
You know what they have in them, right?
yeah, I do. That's why you wear gloves.
What's funny is nobody in the audience is laughing at that.
So if
only
you-
Deb and I are laughing because of the conversation we had before the show.
Exactly, and if you want
Even
to,
Glenn's probably laughing in the studio. He's probably giggling, while he should. Good, Glenn, hey Glenn, is this like our show and maybe Arnell's show that you get involved in it, right? And isn't that like so much more fun than just sitting there playing a recording of a show like Mark Cumberland's show before us?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just listening to you guys.
so if you want to explain to me what they mean,
By what?
you are welcome to call at 855-939-1137.
We actually still need. Wait, well, let's give it in front of. We're still waiting for somebody to call up with the right amount of return.
Yeah,
Rate
exactly.
of return if we paid nothing out of our pockets and we make $3,000 a month. What is our rate of return?
Somebody will call.
You think somebody and the
pretty
first
sure.
person to call with the answer will get a free copy of my book, Money Hacks,
Good.
signed.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what's the rate of return when we paid nothing and we get $3,000 a month? One person answered 30%. They're way off.
You.
This is terrible that people don't understand this. You know what it really is? You know what it really is? They moved us back to 2:00.
Oh, so nobody's here
So
yet.
this is the. We
Everybody
should
have-
actually call it. We should actually call it
the nap time show.
So no, the nap time show. You're right.
We do the nap time
Nap
show.
Time show. Exactly.
Exactly.
All the people in right. All the people in the old age homes listening to WPHC on the radio
Exactly.
because they don't know how to use the internet.
Yeah. Right. I think they finished bingo.
Man.
But they're all falling asleep.
Yeah, they finish bingo around 1:30 and they go up to sleep.
I think this show should be the no one listens to Larry Steinhouse show.
It's not true.
So
It's not true.
Mark has the answer. Finally, he finally got the answer online. But unfortunately, you have to call in to win the book. So if you want to call in and tell us the answer, that's great. 855.
939-1137. Again, it's 855-939-1137.
So if you call in and give that answer that you wrote, you get the book. And you got 10 minutes because in 10 minutes, we have to be thrown off the air. You know why?
I don't know why.
Because another show after us that's recorded that Glenn has to play.
What's the point? Recorded show?
I know.
I hate those recorded shows where I can go get a drink and
I get to go do stuff.
And take a
walk
nap.
around.
There you go.
I
You
hate
don't have to worry
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Huh?
There you go.
Yeah. I know. Glenn, you reach out to us 2 days before. Go. I'm so excited that you guys are going to be on the air.
Does he really?
No.
Oh.
I reach
Yeah,
out.
I'm thinking he's reached out before, but I don't think he was excited.
You need to
about it.
come again, Glenn, for like a dinner or something. I haven't met you yet.
I think that's funny because when Glenn came over for dinner,
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that Larry purposely did not invite you, which I thought was
He
hysterical.
did invite me. I wasn't here.
Well, have you ever seen us in the same room together? Huh? Maybe.
Well, no, I just thought it was funny because, clearly it was just all about me because I was the only woman there and I had two guys.
Well,
with
wait a
me. I
minute, hold
thought
on.
That was great.
Why she always think it's about her? What's going on with
Because
this
it is
thing?
always about me.
Everything is about her.
Got a call. Hang on.
Oh, we got to call. Hang on. I bet you it's Mark wanting to claim his book.
Yeah, I
We'll have
know.
to make fun of him first for his first answer.
Well, no, I'll go out to dinner with three guys. I think it's fun to do that.
You go to dinner with 10 women and you want a guy to come in drag.
Okay,
It's
wait,
not.
Wait.
What?
we're still, let's try to kind of keep the focus just a little bit about what we do. I mean,
Exactly.
it's okay if we go off every once in a while, but just a little bit on focus. You talking about drag and you want guys to go to dinner with her in drag is kind of weird.
So, if you want to know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, you are welcome to come to Investor Schooling Live, to Investor Schooling on Thursday at 7 p.m. Go to investorschooling.com and register right now. And around 5 minutes after the class will start, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Don't expect to see anybody in drag, but you will understand exactly why I'm saying that.
Listen, I want you to say the phone number in drag.
In drag?
Yeah.
Hey, that's 855-939-11. Ooh, 37. That cost more.
That was awesome.
Great.
That was awesome.
That was great, Aubrey. That was great.
Oh man, I don't know. Glenn said he had a call, but we don't have it. So
What I think is funny?
Wait,
that
we have a call, no? We do?
we do. Oh, we got
we
Kevin.
do have a call.
We got actually. Let's do Kevin first. We got Kevin in Haddonfield. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good.
How
How
does
you
it
doing?
sound like we're doing?
Good. Sounds great.
Good.
So you had a question out there. If you were bringing in $3,300 a month, what was the percentage return? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Can I place a guess at 3,300%?
No.
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 Darn.
You're going to have to do math.
You're closer.
Yes,
I'm
we are.
closer than the first caller?
What? What was that?
Am I closer than the first caller?
No,
You are the first caller
You are the
for
first
that.
caller, but there was a guy who wrote it online who was wrong too. But Omri said it was closer because your number was higher. But no, I'm not going to tell you what it is because there's somebody behind you. I'm going to see if he knows the answer. Actually, we got another one behind you too. So here, Kevin, I want you to go to investorschooling.com, and I want you to sign up for class. I'm going to teach you how to do math on Thursday.
And bring a calculator.
And right now, we got to run because we got to go to Tyler. What's going on, Tyler?
Okay, did you say 3,000 a month or 3,300?
So 3,000 was the answer.
It doesn't matter.
But here's the deal: we went to closing with no money, and we make $3,000 a month. What's our rate of return?
Oh well, I was going to say it was 36,000%, but 100%.
100%? No.
Nope.
Wait, I need the buzzer. Hold on.
We have?
We need a bit.
No, that's not
All right. So you also need to go to investorschooling.com. Show up on Thursday night, and we'll teach you how to do math. All right.
We should actually do that. We should do a whole
Gotcha.
class on how to figure out
How to do math. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's see. Wait. Hold on. Let's see if we get Jackie. Jackie, do you know the answer?
I think so.
What is it?
300%? 300%?
Oh.
No.
Wow. You guys are.
What's the denominator? How do we know the denominator?
All right. You ready?
Someone is at the door?
Yep.
3,000 divided by 0. What do you got?
Oh, okay. Calculator.
No calculator!
Yeah.
Your calculator will give you an error.
She already lost.
Divided by 0. I mean, it's
3,000 divided by 0. What do you got?
Error.
Error, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah.
Because there is
No.
no answer because the
There's no
number
denominator.
is so large that it can't be displayed on the planet Earth or the solar system or the galaxy.
The thing we are
That's how
teaching
large
you,
the number is.
even Casio don't understand
So
the
it's a trick
things that we are teaching you.
It's not a trick question. It's not a trick
It's
question.
not your question. It's actually
No,
the
it's
answer. It looks like there's no other callers. The answer is infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an infinite rate of return.
It's an
You have
infinite
only one number there, right? How do you do an equation
Okay.
with one
Got it.
number?
Yeah, 3,000 divided by 0 is
Right.
infinity.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
other
the
number
number
besides the
is-
3,000.
The number is so large that it can't be displayed anywhere. Oh, wait a
Uh-huh.
minute. Hold on.
Joe,
We actually had somebody, Joe, calling
I
in.
think I,
But I don't know if we should. But are you going to show up for Investor Schooling so we can teach you how to do math?
I would love to.
All right, show up at Investor Schooling. All right, go to investorschooling.com and show up. All right, let's get Joe, and let's see what he says. What's up, Joe?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so I mean, it wouldn't really be a rate of return. I mean, I just heard the answer, what you said, but
Okay.
that was my answer. Is it wouldn't really have a rate of return, and like you said, the number would be, you wouldn't really have a percent in because there's no increase on, because you didn't put anything out, so there's no return.
No, Joe.
That's my answer.
Joe,
We're
if
making
our
$3,000 a month without taking any money out of our pocket. That's
So-
an infinite return.
if we'll make $1 amount without taking any money out of our pocket,
It's still infinite return.
will it be different?
They're over here
No,
yelling
not
at each
really.
other.
You're not putting
Exactly.
anything out to get,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So-
matter if we'll earn 1 cent and we didn't take anything out of our pocket. It's still exactly the same.
So I got a question for you, Joe. How many times do you want to make an infinite return on your investment?
every time.
Yeah. Come to Investor Schooling. Go to investorschooling.com. Sign up for class on Thursday, and you will learn how to do that. Anybody else want to learn how to do that?
All right. Sounds good.
I like
Come.
it.
We'll be
All
very
right.
happy to see you.
Hey, thanks for calling, Joe. We totally appreciate you. All right, you ready, Omri?
Yes.
How many times can you say the phone number between now and the time you die?
No, I die. My God, are you going to kill me?
Well, I left my gun home, so I can't.
There are
That's what
other
you haven't
there
been
are other
careful on it,
options.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure that she have a weird knife on
Uh,
her. Exactly. So thank you for joining us for the Larry
Wait a minute,
Steinhouse
wait a minute.
show.
First of all, we're not there yet. We still got another. We got another minute before.
I
we have to
know.
start
Let me do
closing
the
out.
Larry Steinhouse show
But
thing.
we have to. We have another minute. So
You don't know how much time it will take me
to do what?
to do the new ending for the Larry
Okay,
Steinhouse
so I'll
show.
tell you what.
Okay.
We now have. Was it 45 seconds?
45 seconds.
Okay. So you want to start now?
No, let's wait for 30.
No, I'm sorry. No. We have a minute and 15 seconds.
Okay, let's.
So we have. Here, I'll give you 1 minute. All right. You ready? 1 minute. Ready?
Okay, let's be quiet for 50 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
What should I do?
Seriously? Seriously.
Thank you for being us with. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining us for the Larry Steinhouse show. We are a live show broadcasting to you from the Investor Schooling.
That's the intro.
You know, right? Hey, watch.
Glenn, I want a spot
You want
for
me to show you how to
myself,
do it,
okay?
Omri, you want me to show you how to do it?
Do it.
With 30 seconds left?
We don't
I'm
have
going to show
30
you how to
seconds.
do it. I'm going to end exactly under 30 seconds.
Okay.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for
Another
listening to the Larry Steinhouse Show.
The Larry Stein-
Formerly known as Investor Schooling Live. I want to also thank my hostess, my co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and my other co-host, Omri Morad, and of course, the amazing producer,
Glenn!
Right, Glenn Page at WPHT. I want to thank you all for listening. You guys are awesome. I want to thank the callers for proving that our math system doesn't know how to, that our education system doesn't teach math. And we'll see you guys on Thursday night at Investor Schooling.
This program is paid for by Investor School.
All right. You are clear. Great show, guys.
Thanks.